Today, we are doing using Chat GPT to increase your revenue. Chat GPT. And some of you don't know what it is or haven't heard it, and that's fine. Well, it's artificial intelligence for all intents and purposes. But ultimately, what is Chat GPT? It is an artificial intelligence. More specifically, it's an interface for an artificial intelligence. And what it does is generate answers for us. Now, it's not like Google. Google gives you, or it can tell you, hey, go look here for the answer. The difference being with a Chat GPT or AI in this case, it will say, this is the answer. So it's different than pointing to the answer. That's kind of what Google does on its own. And what an AI will do is say, here is the answer. So you could say things like, how do I make a peanut butter jelly sandwich? Google would give you a list of places to go look that have directions on how to make that peanut butter and jelly sandwich. What a generative AI will do is give you step-by-step instructions on how to make the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It just does that directly. All right. So this is a very helpful tool. Okay. I need you to hear the fact that it is a tool. It is not a replacement. It is an assistive device is the best way to look at it. And part of the reason I'm excited about it, part of the reason that you guys are here is because I'm excited about it, but more importantly, because I now have a new capability that's been challenging for me my entire life. What is that new capability? It's going to sound funny, but it's communicating in written form, right? Sometimes the answers are in front of us. We just don't know how to go get them. Okay. Sometimes the answers are in front of us. Now, if you're like me, you don't like gambling. I'm not really much of a gambler. All right. I'll make strategic decisions based upon data. That's me. I prefer, especially business decisions, to be made on data, which means that I have to have data from which to make decisions on. Now, right now, as it currently stands, if I was to ask you, what is the percentage of your existing guests that work in the textile industry? Are you able to answer it, or do you know how you would get that data? Here's what I'm going to tell you. You actually already have that data. I need to know, do you know that you have that data? Because we may think we don't have the data. Totally. You have no idea. But what I'm going to tell you is you actually have the data. Regardless of whose systems you followed thus far, you actually have the data. And this is important because let me ask you this. If you knew, say, any of your audience's preferences, motivations, their needs, what they wanted, do you think that would result in more money, longer stays, or what did you say? Utilization during the weekday, right? See, when we can increase guest satisfaction, we can get better reviews, we can have higher chances of the more bookings that we're looking for. That's the entire point here. And what's interesting is we actually have the data, but now we need the tool to be able to get at that data. Because here's the thing, even if you're using no tools, you can copy and paste from top to bottom and until your heart is content. So what am I asking you to do? Number one, I'm asking you to get an export. Maybe it's a CSV export. Maybe you get it in text format. I really don't care what format you get it in, okay? But once you have it, okay, once you have an export of all of your reviews and relevant star ratings, hear what I'm saying, all of your reviews, relevant star ratings. I would also include things like the hometown of the person, the length of stay of the person, the amount of revenue of that reservation, as well as the daily rate for that reservation. So all the things that you are looking to improve, what you do is you got to get those on one document as an export. Now, if you are using certain tools, you're already well ahead and you have even more data. Okay, you have even more data. And then what we're going to do is we're going to feed that data to the AI. And then once we fed the data to the AI, we're going to ask it a question. Well, the first thing I said is that you have to know what your unique selling points are. So we have to figure out, using the data that we have, what are the standout features or amenities that attract guests to your property? Because see, with that export, you feed it to Chat GPT or some other AI, but Chat GPT. And you know what you can then ask it? You can ask it, what are the standout features, right? You can ask it to list the standout features in order of preference relative to star rating. You can ask it to list the standout features in order of preference relative to length of stay. You can ask it to list the standout features relative to, you get where I'm going? The things you and I want to increase. The data is right in front of us. It will analyze the data